Hey everybody, welcome back to the Up and Adam Show. My name is Adam Lupus. Thank you all for joining once again on a beautiful Sunday night, because this is when it will be posted at 8 p.m. as usual. So for anybody new joining in, please hit that subscribe button and like this video, because we have a great guest for all you guys today. And for all you guys who are superhero fans and DC fans, it's a great one. So my guest today, actually, she was in such things as Matador, MTV's Faking It, Rambo Last Blood, which is a fantastic film, and CW's Stargirl. Please welcome Yvette Monreal. How's it going, Yvette?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Me too. Did I pronounce your last name right? It's Monreal, or is it?
You did. You're one of the very few. Most people say Montreal. So
They say Montreal?
Montreal, yes. I'm like, there's no T.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, I'm from Canada, so, Montreal is pretty close.
So you're familiar.
Yeah, even though they like to not think they're Canadian, they want to be their own thing. It's okay. I've been there many times and I love it there. So
I love them. They're great.
Yeah.
Canadians are awesome.
Of course. Yeah, we're known to be really polite people. I've tended
Yeah. That's what I've heard, and that's what I've seen. That's so far. So
well, hopefully
let's see if you hold it up.
Yeah, let's see if I'm a nice guy today. We'll see. But thank you so much for doing this today with me. I'm really excited, and you've been in so many great things. I mentioned even like Rambo Last Blood, which is a fantastic film, and even just starring with Sylvester Stallone, who's an icon. That must have been a dream come true for you, and it's just awesome that you've been in so many great things. But today I really want to focus on the CW show Stargirl that you're in, and your character Wildcat. And like Michelle mentioned, I got to see the episode, and it's fantastic. So I'm gonna first say congratulations for being a part of that show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's like a dream come true, that show, just working with everyone and the showrunner I have, the people, the cast, they inspire me every day that I'm there. So it really is wonderful to be a part of.
Yeah, and I was going to say, so I went through Instagram just to see some pictures about like the show and everything, and she posts a lot of stuff about it. And on the first post that when you announced that you were going to be on that show, you mentioned how this was like a dream come true for you because you're a big fan of like superheroes and all that stuff. So that was gonna be my question to you. Like, I guess growing up, you were a big fan of that stuff. Did you watch a lot of the DC shows or like anything like that?
Well, I remember the Harley Quinn animated show. I wasn't like a huge fan, but my brother was into the comics and he collected comic books and everything like that. And I would watch movies like, when Jim Carrey he played the Riddler.
Yes, and Batman Forever, yeah.
Yeah, so that whole era, and Batman, that was really awesome. But I definitely had to do my research and learned way more when I booked the role and about Wildcat and, her whole backstory. Even though the series doesn't follow too much about like, me being a science experiment and the reporter thing yet, that's when she's older. It's wonderful to bring just this like raw, I'm able to tell her story just without any influences. So I can appreciate that because I'm one to want to, at least I'm so curious. I want to at least see other people's like performances or just to see what they did with the character. But I was able to do it like with a clean slate. So I can appreciate that.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Well, it's the first time of me ever seeing like Wildcat on screen or anything like that. So it's for me
live action.
It's new for me, right? And did you ever watch the show Smallville growing up?
No, but I heard of it. I never watched it.
That's all
I heard it's a great show. It's one of our showrunners' favorite shows. So I should probably.
Oh, you have to watch. Yeah, that
see it.
Yeah. Smallville's like when I used to watch that. I'm only 22, so like when the show ended, I was.
Oh my gosh, you're so young.
I know, it's funny. I
That's
have a beard, and I'm trying to look a little older, but it's not really working for me, to be honest with you.
It's okay. You have a young spirit. You carry yourself well. You have good energy. Play off of that.
People think I have an old soul, which I think it's a good and bad thing sometimes. I tend to get along.
It could be a very good thing.
Yeah, I tend to get along with people who are like in their 80s sometimes. Talking about all this stuff, and like sometimes my friends who are my age, you go, Adam, like we're over here. I'm like, oh, sorry guys.
I get that because you're very you do have this youthfulness about yourself, but you also carry yourself very well. So it is working in your favor. You ride that out.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. And
yeah,
even talking about acting in general too, how did you get your start with acting, and how did you get into it? Like, even your inspiration, did you have many when you first got in the industry?
I always wanted to do it when I was in high school, but I grew up in a family where they thought like everything was a scam. Like, don't do anything. Don't even try to get into the industry because People are always trying to gyp you. They're trying to rob you for your money. Like there's times when I like walk the mall and people would hand out those modeling cards, and like, oh, your daughter, you should put her in this. And they're like, no way, they're going to charge me all this money. I already know it. So it was really something that I had to explore myself. And that's when you're passionate, when you're like, everyone's telling you don't do it. And you're just like, I'm going to do it. Yeah. So I was working a part-time job at the mall at this place called the Dollar Menu, DSW. No, not DSW. It's called the Dollar Menu. Mm-hmm. And I was just saving up my money. I did one drama class in high school. My mom put me in drama, and she was trying to like, my mom was the one who was like, you should do drama if you're interested in this. So even though they didn't know how to push me in the right direction, my mom definitely wasn't against like following my dreams. She was like, if you want to try that out, you should do drama in high school. And I'm like, Mom, but I want to be cool. And she was just like, how are you going to be embarrassed if you can't do it in front of your high school friends? You can't do it in front of the world. So I was like, she has a point there. So after I graduated high school, I started studying special effects. And then just because I wanted to do something safe, I felt like acting is way too much of a risk. I'm going to do special effects. I'm going to work at Sony. My teacher had openings at Sony, so I was just like, that is like a shoo-in.
Yeah, that's cool.
But then I started feeling like, I just had like this epiphany. I want to be in front of the camera. So I started saving my money. I went to this conservatory, the Stella Adler Conservatory in Los Angeles, and I did a 2-year program. And that really helped me find my manager. At the end of the conservatory, they have like a presentation of skits and plays that, where we would pair up and we would show the agents and managers our work. And there's like a little book that went around with our contact information. And I got like 5 people who were interested in me. And I ended up going with the person who just was the most real and spoke in a really just like realistic way. He wasn't trying to sugarcoat anything. He was just like, this is going to be hard. This is going to be a hustle, but we can do this. And I'm like, that's my guy. So yeah, that's how I did it. I did it through education, through the Stella Adler program, and just hustling on this website called Actors Access. I was just putting myself out there, trying to book short films, trying to get my SAG. It's really hard, but I would probably do it all again if it got me to where I am right now. Yeah.
That is awesome. I mean, for myself, I'm an aspiring actor. I'm trying to get in the industry as well.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You have a great look. Oh, you're going to do big things.
I appreciate it. And I work with a great team. Like my manager, Melissa Prophet, she's awesome. And like we're trying to make everything work and stuff. But it's nice that you talked about your hustle and ambition. That's like, I can relate to that a lot. And it's nice to hear someone like you, like that, has been through that experience, because it's not easy and it's hard. But I think in life, if you're passionate about something, you're going to always find ways to make anything work. And even if you, like, sometimes for me, I was never good in school. I was always kind of lazy. But I think that, and I think Gary Vee, you know Gary Vee? You heard of him? Or?
Of course.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So he always talks about how like laziness doesn't exist, right? Because if you're passionate about something, even if you're a lazy person, you'll always try to do something. It's only
that's true.
Lazy is just if you don't like something. That's why you are lazy about it. It's just how things are, right?
Yeah.
But even how you mentioned like your parents at first thought everything was a scam. That's also really funny because so I'm Italian and you're Latina, right? And I think it's a similar cultures. And the ethnic parents, that's how they are. It's always like, oh, that's a scam, money. That's how they all are. So I can relate to that a lot too. My parents thought the same thing.
Exactly. One time I went to, I don't know if you ever heard of this. It was called like Robert Powers. There was this listing on the radio, and they were just pushing like, if you want your kid to be on Disney Channel, you should come here. And we actually went to the like open call, and I did like this cold read in front of these I don't know if they were casting or what, but they're basically the runners of the school. And I did it, and they're like, she has a natural thing about her, like totally, but it's like $1,200 for the first 5 months, and then it's more when I'm like, oh my God, this is what they were warning me about. This is what my parents were talking about. So, and then I also did another thing where all of my mistakes, luckily, were before I was 18, so I couldn't give them a credit card for them to charge me. Good. I was like, I was 17. I was trying to sign up on websites and stuff, and they're like, yeah, well, you just have to dye your hair red, get these headshots, and maybe we could do something with the length of your hair. Like, they were trying to change up my look, and I was just like, oh no, this is not what I thought it was like. I thought they would like my uniqueness, my own my own hair. It doesn't have to be changed. So I definitely went through the ups and downs of trying to get in there, but eventually, like, I found my way through the Stella Adler program. That really helped so much. And Actors Access, are you on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's the one. That's the one where you can really start collaborating with people who are really interested. I did a lot of films with USC students because I know they pay a lot of money to go to that school. So I know I'm going to get some footage to where I could show, agents and managers. That was my whole strategic move in the beginning.
That's awesome.
Like, film, gotta get footage. Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, listen, again, like, you're doing all the right things. And again, being on a CW show is fantastic. And your character, Yolanda, who's Wildcat, is, again, it's just so cool and interesting. The character itself, I want to talk a little bit about that. No problem. Yeah. It's just such an interesting character because you start off in the show as a very, straight A student, religious type of person, very by the books type of thing. Right. But then, with something happens, like an altercation with, your boyfriend in the show, Henry, a photo of yourself gets leaked out and it kind of harms your reputation. And then something, that's a bad thing, but it kind of is the birth of your character because you end up meeting, Courtney in the show, who's like Stargirl and your best friend after in the show. And it's just really cool how you end up that birth your character. So I guess my first question to you that I have is that, do you see yourself in this character, Yolanda? Or was it kind of like a clean slate you going in? I think you already mentioned it too, like a kind of like a clean slate for you going in, or was it something that you already kind of can see yourself?
Well, it was a clean slate because I didn't have any references from like previous people who did live action with this character. So that's what I meant by that. But with similarities to my characters, I mean, yeah, I've definitely had my ups and downs with high school and just like navigating, trying to find my own way, trying to find who I am and trying to find my real friends. It was really easy to tap into that because I think all of us, one way or the other, like through high school, you're going to go through that. And those memories are vivid, especially if something bad happens, like that's like implanted, ingrained in my head. So it wasn't too hard to tap into that. I try to just focus on grounding my relationships. Even with my castmates, I try to tie it all in. Like, yes, I use substitution and like my past experiences, but I also use the people that are right in front of me because I have great relationships with them all. And so it's a great mix of both. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. And the episode I saw, it was the summer school part 7, I believe. It was the one where you had, you felt, guilty about killing Brainwave there. And you just felt like it was disrupting your way of life essentially. Right. And I guess this kind of essentially, like, your arc in the show, again, going from this girl who, again, straight A student, going to now this place where you're kind of conflicted with something that you, I guess, regret, something that was Wildcat supposed to do this, was she supposed to kill Brainwave, right? So, again, like, how do you think, like, because now you basically gave up your, what's it called? Your
super
ability.
suit.
Yeah, super suit. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say superpower, but yeah, same thing. You give your superpower, super suit. And like, I guess, like, how do you think Wildcat's gonna go, or Yolanda now, because it's not even Wildcat anymore, really? How do you think she's gonna go about it now, like with everything going on? Like, do you think, like, her arc essentially, what do you think's gonna happen?
Well, I think for her own sanity and for her own like mental well-being, she had to step away from this. For the first few episodes of season 2, she was really trying to reach out and really trying to get some sort of validation, and justify her actions. And she wasn't really getting that from Courtney. At the end, you saw Courtney came and she saved her at the church and was like trying to be there for her. But I think at that point it was a little too late. So I think stepping away from this whole thing, it's a good thing, I think, because if she does ever come back to the group or, has this situation where they need her, whatever, she's going to go into it on her terms, and it's going to be her decision. I think she was kind of trying to, she wanted to be a part of the JSA, but she didn't know how to not commit the same sin she did with Brainwave. She didn't want to kill anymore. She doesn't want to be that person. She feels like she is a good person, and her actions or her role in this group, it kind of went against all of that. So her stepping away and, coming back if she does when it's time to, it'll be on her own terms. And there's a lot of power to that. And I don't want to give too much away, but
no, but perfect. I was gonna say your character too is kind of resembles Batman too in a way if you think about it. It's like
I know everyone says that.
Oh, really? They say that too? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, only the outside, like the masks and stuff like that, not like the character. Do you see similarities with the character?
Well, only the part where I guess like the killing aspect, right? I guess that. Like when I was while watching that episode too, just like I just feel like because Yolanda felt like the black sheep for doing that, right? And especially talking to all her friends there in the JSA, like she felt like the outcast in a way, like, I did something wrong, right? And even though she was getting support and stuff, Batman is kind of similar to that too, right? He's always like being, picked on for this. I guess a lot of superheroes are, even Spider-Man by like, J. Jonah Jameson's like, he's picking on him too.
That's what grounds them a little bit. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think, but I personally think, again, if this whole altercation from the beginning with Henry didn't happen, you wouldn't even be Wildcat. So I think, again, like for the show and for the show's sake, like everything happens for a reason. I think it was meant to be. He was supposed to get that suit, and with great power comes great responsibility, right? Ben Parker quote there, and I just think it's really cool how I think, and I'm excited to see the upcoming episodes after too, because I'm gonna be really curious to see what she's gonna do, what decisions she's gonna make. And I feel like what's gonna happen is just my little prediction is that like something's gonna happen where she's gonna feel like the mentality is gonna come in like, you know what, even though sometimes I may not want to do this, I feel like I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm supposed, like, this is my calling. I need to go out there and be Wildcat. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. Like you're in this little kind of funk, but it's gonna be all okay. Hopefully, that's what I'm assuming.
Hopefully, right? I mean, can I talk about it or should I not? No, let's wait. We'll get back to that.
We'll give it a sequel. We'll let the audience ponder on that too. But
there we go.
Yeah,
but you do see that in episode 7. Episode 6. Yolanda says Isaac and Cindy didn't deserve to die, but Eclipso does. So there is this like back and forth with her, like, no, there are some people, villains specifically, Eclipso, Brainwave, it's either them or all of humanity. So it's like, hey, there has to be a way to justify this. Like, hello, I'm helping God. This is like me being one of his prophets and helping save humanity. You know what I mean? She really wants to look at it that way, but no one's giving her the okay,
Of course, yeah. But the show itself too, what I also like about it is that it's more of like kind of the episode I saw, it's like a thriller with a drama. It's different from other like CW shows I've seen and superhero shows in general. Like some of them can be more campy and more corny and stuff, but this is very real, and I think I relate to it as well because I'm not so far off from like the high school era type of thing, so I can definitely relate to that. And I just think people watching it, even though it's it's about superheroes, you can relate to it because even if it's, again, I'll go back to that thing about killing Brainwave. Metaphorically, let's say someone did something that they regretted in high school, right? And it's kind of now they're pondering on it. I feel like high school is that time when you're going through these things, when you're kind of learning who you're going to become the person you are for the rest of your life. Those are the most important. I think high school years are the most important years of your life, but they're not the best times sometimes. You know what I mean? It's sometimes you go through
of course, that's when you're figuring it all out. Everyone, when they're older, they're like, if I went back to high school, I would have had it all figured out. I would have known how to walk the walk and talk the talk. But of course, those are the years of figuring it out. And, sometimes you make mistakes and sometimes you make friends who aren't really your friends. And, you learn the whole process through going through it. So It's
at the end of the day, the way I think about it is that Yolanda's character is a high school girl. Like, it's not like she's Batman where she's an adult. She's already, she's more mature, grown up, but like she is really mature for her age and going through all these things. Any other teenager in real life going through this would not be able to last. Having superpowers, trying to kill all these villains or like fighting them, no way.
Yeah, realistically, right?
You know what I mean? So that's why it's cool that she is a strong person realistically. And speaking of strong, I guess one thing I want to end off the show with is about your powers, right? You have like cool agility. You get to jump, do all these flips. You have these cool claws that can like cut through metal. My question for you is that if you had to pick any superpower, what would it be and why?
I think my power would be the power of no, I don't. I would say like the first thing that came to mind was invisibility, so I could know what everyone's talking about and thinking, and like just be really well aware. But that might not do me justice. So I would say the funnest thing I can think about right now is like to fly. To fly.
That's what I was gonna say. To fly. That'd be my superpower.
Yeah, right. Just to feel the wind beneath my arms and
me flying with my hair flowing in the wind. I don't want to mess my hair.
Yes. Get those selfies up there. I'm kidding. No, but flying, it's like the funnest. It sounds like the most fun superhero power, and it can get you from point A to point B pretty quick, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, listen. If I'd only pick one to be flying, but like if it was up to me, I would just want everything. Give me all. Give me a fire.
For sure, yeah.
Earth, wind, fire stuff.
Yeah. Strength. I really like strength too, because I feel like you can help people that way. Like you could stop a train from crashing, stop cars from bumping it. I don't know, but
or even like telekinesis stuff. What's the one where you could control things with your mind? Is that telekinesis?
Oh, control things. Oh yeah, like brainwave, where he could move things
and
like read your thoughts and stuff.
It's all telekinesis, though, right? Or no?
That's scary.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a little scary for me, just because I'm like, I feel like I would be hearing too many. Like I already think my own thoughts. To be able to hear other people's thoughts, it's like shut up.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, I know.
Can't turn it off.
Yeah.
Unless you could turn it off, that would be a cool one.
Yeah, that'd be power in its own. But yeah, is there anything else you could share about this show too before we end off? Like anything upcoming that we can look forward to.
Yeah, everyone just look forward to more fight scenes. They're going to be amazing. The caliber is just like up to there, and it's going to be an unexpected ending for sure.
Ooh, okay,
it'll be fun.
I can't wait. And if you want to plug your Instagram and where people can find you on social media,
sure.
Right now if you want.
Yeah, my Instagram is Yvette Monreal, my full name, and so is my Twitter. And that's it.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate you joining today and talking about the show. And I'm really excited for people to see the upcoming episodes. I know I'm going to continue watching because it's a great show. And
thanks so much, Adam.
No problem. And we gotta do this again when when the next season comes out and when we have more projects. We definitely gotta chat again because it was a lot of fun today.
Yes, I would love to, and I would love to know updates about your acting. That's so exciting.
Yeah, I'll definitely. Yeah, I'll shoot you a message maybe later on Instagram. I'll tell you all the stuff I'm doing.
For sure. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I would love that. I would totally keep up with your journey as well.
Thanks so much, Yvette. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to At the Box Office. I'm your host, Luke Smith. Guys, as always, thank you for watching the Up and Adam show. You guys are the best. Our videos are continuing to do awesome, particularly our interview with Lisa Ann, who you all know and love, and she was really awesome, and she seems really awesome anyway. I wasn't on that interview. Thanks, Adam. But no, I'm just kidding. But seriously, she seems like a really cool person, and that video is doing really well. It's over 2,000 views at this point, I'm pretty sure. So thank you as always for the love and support on that. Now, guys, as you know, the past couple weeks, I've been talking about movies that I feel are underrated or underappreciated. And now I'm not going to be doing that as much because the movies I'm going to be talking about were nominated for Academy Awards. But I'm going to be starting a new 4-week segment here on At the Box Office, a series, if you will, about movies that I feel like should have won Best Picture. Now, the category for a film to be able to be into this conversation is that they had to have been nominated for the Academy Award for Best Picture. If they weren't, then that doesn't count. Now, there's a lot of movies every year that I feel like should win Best Picture that aren't nominated, but those aren't the movies we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about specifically Best Picture nominees that I feel like should have won. So, today, on this first edition of this new little series I'm doing, thank you all for bearing with me, by the way. I keep coming up with new series at the last minute and trying to figure out cool new stuff to do that kind of sets me apart from other people on this platform that are talking about movies, but, I try my best. So, this week, I'm going to be talking about Promising Young Woman, which was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Picture at just a couple months ago at the Oscars, their most recent Oscar ceremony. It was nominated for this, Best Actress for Carey Mulligan, Emerald Fennell for Best Screenplay and Direction, and she actually won Best Screenplay. And honestly, this movie definitely should have won Best Picture. It was my favorite movie of last year. Oh, by the way, if you guys ever wonder what this poster is right here, look at that. It's a Promising Young Woman poster. How awesome is that? But anyway, I absolutely love the poster, and it wasn't that expensive to buy, so Etsy is where it's at. But anyway, this isn't a sponsorship for Etsy. So, like I said, Promising Young Woman, I think is fantastic. It was my all-time favorite movie of 2020. Came out right at the end of the year. It was supposed to have premiered earlier in 2020, back in February, I'm pretty sure. But obviously, due to some unwanted circumstances, a lot of movies have been pushed back, but this movie finally came out and premiered wide in December of last year, right around Christmas time. So, guys, I absolutely friggin' love this movie. First off, I'm a sucker, and the Oscars are too, but we're all suckers for political and social commentary. And this movie, just the premise alone, about a woman whose friend was unfortunately raped at a party while she was drunk, so she had no idea what was going on. She was taken advantage of. And now this friend of hers is on a quest for revenge. So she pretends to be drunk, pretends to be hammered, and gets these creepy, rapey guys to take her home before boom, she actually reveals that she is not intoxicated and that she is sober. Now, from the trailer, that's a really good premise, by the way. Really original premise. Like I said, Emerald Fennell wrote this movie. This was her first screenplay, and well, she'd written screenplays for shows, but this was her first feature, directorial, and screenwriting debut. So this is her very first movie, and to be nominated for all these awards, including director and best picture, is really awesome. And I'm really excited to see what Emerald Fennell does next. But guys, this premise is amazing. The fact that Emerald Fennell could come up with this premise is honestly pretty impressive on its own. A really inventive premise, and it packs a really, really impactful punch as far as social commentary is concerned. And it shows from all angles how this type of behavior, particularly at colleges and male-dominated fields, these things are kind of swept under the rug. And it's really, really sad. And this movie is really, really disturbing and just in your face with this message. It's not subtle, but again, for something of this magnitude, it doesn't have to be subtle. And I really, really think it's well done. Also, guys, Carey Mulligan plays the lead in this movie. She was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actress. Carey Mulligan is an amazing actress, guys. She has been in all kinds of movies. She's actually a previous Oscar nominee back in 2009, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember the name of the movie. It's not anything that like a lot of people remember, but she's fantastic in it. Guys, I really feel like this was Carey Mulligan's award to win. I don't understand why they continue to give these awards to performances that just aren't that remarkable. Now, Frances McDormand was really good in Nomadland, but it was a pretty understated performance. It wasn't anything spectacular. She did a really good job, but Carey Mulligan just explores the darkness behind this character and behind her motivations so well. And she's able to flip between kind of sweet and sarcastic to just downright menacing and terrifying. I mean, she's really an intimidating presence in this movie, and almost all of that is because of Carey Mulligan's masterful performance. Also, this movie has a loaded supporting cast. Bo Burnham plays the male lead in the movie, a former med student and classmate of the main character who becomes infatuated with her. They start to go on some dates. He's really sweet and charming. There's a big revelation about Bo Burnham's character near the end of the movie that I won't spoil. I'm not going to get into specific plot details, but it flips everything you think about this guy on its head. I'll just say that. He becomes a totally different person in the eyes of the audience. But Bo Burnham's great. He's really good at being charming and like super awkward and sarcastic. Awkwardness is kind of Bo Burnham's thing, but he's a great actor and he's very talented and he pulls it off here. Also, you have Clancy Brown playing Cassie, the main character's father, in the movie. And I can't remember the name. Jennifer Coolidge is her name. That's right. Jennifer Coolidge plays her mom. Jennifer Coolidge is very famous for her kind of distinct raspy, nasally voice that a lot of comedians on YouTube do impressions of, so those are always fun to see. But she's actually a really good actress once you get past her funny voice and the fact that she played Stifler's mom in American Pie, which is a classic film also. I'll probably talk about that one day, but that's a really cool comedy that I like. But yeah, Jennifer Coolidge and Clancy Brown as her parents are also really good. You can see the concern in their eyes and just through their dialogue. And they're not in the movie a lot, but when they're there, you know everything about their characters. You know that they are loving parents who are they feel disconnected from their daughter. And they feel like she's kind of wasting her potential as a med school dropout. You know, they envision so much more for her. And you can really see it in their performance, and it's really sad. Also, some of the people that she confronts, the scumbags that basically during her mission to get revenge for her friend that she confronts, those actors are really good. You've got Christopher Mintz-Plasse, I think's how you say his last name. Plasse? Sure. But you guys might know him as McLovin from Superbad, which is one of my all-time favorite comedies ever. And he's in this movie as a totally different character than that. He is a total scumbag creep, and it's really freaky to see. Also, you have Adam Brody as one of the creepy guys. He is very creepy in a way because Adam Brody is known for playing these kind of, except for Jennifer's body in this movie, he's mainly known for his roles as Seth in the show The OC. I haven't seen it, but a lot of people like it. But he's known to be kind of a sweet, polite character. And he starts off this way, but then as he kind of gets creepier and creepier, it's really disturbing, and Adam Brody does a good job in the limited screen time that he has here. Also, she confronts two women. So for all the idiots online who say that this movie hates men, it's offensive to men, first of all, shut up. Second, that's not true because she confronts women who are complacent in these actions, who try to cover it up and sweep it under the rug. And those characters are played by Connie Britton and Alison Brie, two very, very famous and really, really good actresses. And they're both awesome in the movie as well. The supporting cast is absolutely loaded. Also, last about the cast, in an uncredited cameo sequence, which is arguably my favorite, I might say it's my favorite scene in the movie. It's only a 2-minute scene that he's in. But Alfred Molina is in the movie. I won't tell you who his character is or what he's about or anything about that scene, but my goodness, Alfred Molina is a great actor, and I'm really glad he's coming back to play Doc Ock in Spider-Man, in the new one coming out. But yeah, guys, this cast is amazing. Also, the movie looks immaculate. The cinematography is beautiful. Everything has this really bright aesthetic, which I like, super bright. It's almost like being in a candy store when you watch this movie. Very highlighted reds and very highlighted blues and other shades of really bright colors. It looks really pretty. And I love how the prettiness of what you're seeing, of the way it's shot, contrasts with the really dark and disturbing things that you're seeing on screen. Also, this movie, yeah, it's technically a thriller. That's what you could call it. At some parts, it's like a rom-com between Cassie, the main character, and Bo Burnham's character as they start to hang out. There's a really sweet, romantic, cute scene where they sing a Paris Hilton song in a pharmacy that is like really, really cute and just really fun, which makes the end of the movie, when you find out some stuff about their characters, it makes that even more heartbreaking because you grow to really like these guys in their relationship. And it's really sweet, but it takes a really dark turn. So this movie also is notorious for its very, I want to say, divisive ending. People really don't like the ending of this movie. And that is something else that I don't really understand. I know it's really in your face, and it's not really the way you want the story to go. But revenge, I'll just say revenge gets served. But before revenge is served, something happens that is absolutely insane. One of the craziest plot twists that I've ever seen in a movie, and a lot of people didn't expect it. But guys, again, I feel like this movie, for as inventive as it is, for the size and the great performances from everyone in this big cast of characters, from the way it's shot and directed, and the fact that Emerald Fennell is a first-time director, and this movie looks as good as it does, and it's written as well as it is. This movie should have won Best Picture, in my opinion. Nomadland it's a good movie. I mean, it's nothing to write home about. No one's going to remember it in a couple years. But Promising Young Woman, I feel like has some staying power. So guys, again, I highly recommend Promising Young Woman. It's not available to stream anywhere. You have to rent it on Amazon for like $20 still, which is pretty stupid, but I think they'll fix that eventually. But yeah, guys, I highly recommend you check out Promising Young Woman. Guys, thank you as always for watching. You all are the absolute best. Thank you as always for the love and support. Be on the lookout for new Up and Adam Show episodes Sundays at 8 o'clock. Exactly, 8 o'clock p.m. on YouTube. Guys, you all are the best. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.